Hey everybody, and welcome and happy Thursday. It is me, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend Joe Seeby. And you guys know what time it is. It's time for Picture This. Picture This is when I give you guys a photograph, an image, and your job, your assignment, is to write an amazing chorus based on that photograph. I love this class. I love this topic. I love all the stuff that you guys have been sending me over the course of, the last couple of weeks. You guys have been doing a great job sending me your choruses or your poems. It could be a poem. It could be, mostly I want it to be a chorus because we're songwriters and that's what we do. We write hooks, or we try to write hooks. So this exercise is still one of my favorites because it forces us to look at it some sort of starting point, a focal point. And our job after that is to write a story based on this wordless photograph. We're supposed to put the dialogue in based on just a still image. And we do this for a lot of reasons. First of all, I just think it's a great exercise. It's great for your mind. It forces you to have a starting point as well. Like, sometimes if you stare at a blank piece of paper, it's really hard to come up with something. Now there's a perspective. There's something to start from. And I think that's important because especially when you're writing with other people or for other people, it can be a little daunting because they're looking to you for the answer of whatever it is that you're doing, right? So they come to you because if you're the songwriter and the producer, they're looking to you for answers. And, we don't always have the answers, but we have to have things that get us ready to have the answers. So this is a cool exercise to get us in that creative flow. You know what I mean? I remember when we were still open at the studio and we would use the big TV up front for the same thing. We did this and we wrote so many great songs based on those things. That's why I carried it over to these, pre-recorded YouTube classes because I just thought it was a great idea. And it's, like I said, it's a springboard to jumpstart your creativity. Sometimes I know that I've had people come over here and have a writing session. 4 o'clock, this person's coming over, or 6 o'clock, this person's coming over, and, they come over your house, and then you open up your computer, and you get a Pro Tools folder set up, and you're like, all right, we're going to write, and then you stare at a blank piece of paper for 2 hours. That's happened. So, and because they don't always have a theme or an idea, so it's kind of cool that these exercises have lent themselves to really having something tangible to look at and put some emotional lyrics in there. So, and like I said, I don't always feel creative. And sometimes I need a little shot in the arm to help me get in that flow, get in that mindset, And, this exercise has proven over and over how powerful it can be. Everything around us is an inspiration, like whether we even realize it or not. Sometimes we don't even realize it. But movies, TV shows, everything around us, whether it's subconscious or consciously, all those things infiltrate and seep into our subconscious. So what I always tell you guys, and I'm going to repeat this over and over till I'm blue in the face because it really needs to be said. When you guys do this exercise, first of all, there's no wrong way to do it. The only stipulation and rule is it's because it's a song. It's got to rhyme and it's got to tell a story and it's got to make sense to the listener. It just has to. Because if it was translated in a different language, you would still want the sentiment of the line through the whole song should translate no matter what language it's translated to. Okay, so that's what I mean by that when I say that. And there, like I said, other than that, there's no wrong way to do it. Whatever picture's up there, I would like you to write based on what's there. But if it makes you feel something, I want you to write about that. This is just to jumpstart the ideas. Even if the end of what you have on paper doesn't remind you anything of the picture anymore, that is almost not even the point. As long as it made you start on a subject, whatever that picture makes you think about, then that's what you should write about. Like I always say this every week, and it's so true. If it was a picture of a tree and a sunset, and it made you think about you and your mom, and you're writing it about your mom, that's fine. Whatever that made you feel, that's what I want you to write about. Whatever's in here, in your heart, and up here. And I was going to get to this too. So this is very important. Whenever you first start these, when you stare at the picture that I give you, I want you to look into the picture until you almost fade into a daydream. You know what I mean? Have you ever stared at something so long that your eyes start to double and then you start going off in your mind in sort of a daydream? And then suddenly you're not sitting here anymore. You're in your mind in this daydream. When you pull back, I want you to write down, take your pen and paper and write down everything you saw in that little mini daydream that you were in when you were staring at the picture. The other thing I also want you to do is I want you to make a list. Get another piece of paper where, you know, if you're looking at a tablet, this side is writing down all the things that you see in the picture physically. And then the other page, I want you to write whatever the picture's making you think about, the story that you're trying to tell in this thing, okay? So if there's like clouds, write down clouds in the sky, green grass, whatever the picture has, write down the physical attributes of the photograph, all the details in the photograph. Write that down, because that might be part of your story later. But then I want you to write whatever that makes you think about. Okay, so there you have that. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the picture, of course. You know, I look through all kinds of pictures, just, you know, go through random Google images. And the ones that stick out or the ones that I connect with, I'll say, yeah, I like that. That's what we're going to go with. And that's what I did tonight. So without further ado, here is that photograph. So check this out. Okay, so you saw the picture. It's like almost silhouetted the images. There's a guy, he looks upset. There's a woman in front of him, like a double image imposed. You can see the woman a little better than you can see the guy, sort of. But they don't look happy. Something's wrong. So of course, whatever you see in that picture is going to be what you see. But I'll tell you what I saw. So in my daydream, I saw, you know, that woman's face for some reason reminded me of when you're in a relationship and suddenly someone changes, you can tell their changes. Their body language changes. They're very curt in their answers. So I was imagining that the guy is somehow picking up, or it could be the girl, it doesn't matter, either way. It could be either way. That this person doesn't feel the same anymore. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. And for those of you in real life who have been in relationships, you know what I'm talking about. Suddenly the person's attitude is different. Even the way they answer you. they're not as talkative. They're reserved. They are very quick in their answers. They always got something else to do. You're always last on the priority list and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I went into my daydream about. So I'm going to read you what I wrote based on that in my little daydream, okay? So I'm looking at that picture, and this is what came out. You used to hold me close, and now you're pushing me away. Broken heart overdose, and all my blue skies turn to gray. I don't know where we went wrong, but I don't want to move on. All these thoughts, they fill my head as I lay lonely in our bed. I'll read it one more time. You used to hold me close, and now you're pushing me away. Broken heart overdose, and all my blue skies turn to gray. I don't know where we went wrong, but I don't want to move on. All these thoughts, they fill my head as I lay lonely in our bed. So that is what I wrote to this. All right, guys, that is all the time that we have for tonight. This is your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend Joe Seavey. I can't wait to see what you guys write for this, because I know you guys are going to send me some amazing lyrics, and you're probably going to write a hit song over it. So anyway, guys, that is all the time we have for tonight. I love you all. Be safe, be careful, and I will see you soon. Peace.